Alrighty. G'day. Alright, I think I might just turn it down a wee bit. You guys can hear me alright, I take it? Good day. Yes, this is brought to you by FTX. It is FTX and Trader Cobb. That's me. Well, that's the business. I'm Craig Cobb. Hi. And if you want 10% off your trading fees with FTX, click on the description below. You'll get your 10% link there. And yeah, videos on how to go long, short, manage your risk, you know, all that sort of stuff. All very important in today's modern era. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so that you know when I go live. Okay. So, g'day Winston, g'day Corky, Yana, Sally, and Joe. Good to see you all. So, what do we got? Well, let's start with our top 10 here. G'day Luke. I'm good, mate. How are you? And we're going to start out here. We'll go foreign daily. All right. So here's the situation that we've got with Bitcoin. We need to see it push higher. There you go. Okay. Have a great day. See you later. Get a brilliant attitude. I like that. Hey, Kaz. Yeah. Cool. All right. So what we need to see is we need to see a breakup through 35.5. You know, that will then have a higher low, and we'll have a higher high to go with that, which is, you know, what we're after. So at the moment, let's look at that weekly again. Big rejection. Look. Speaking of the rejection, let's look at how much percentage-wise it did come back. Came back 20-odd% to only close down 2.5% last week. That's pretty solid. Big bounce. Obviously, we came back down, retested that 31 and 30, and rejected it. And now essentially what we're waiting for is for Bitcoin to pull its finger out and kick on. So we need to break above 35.5. That's the single biggest deal that we've got across the rest of the market, but we're about to have a look at it. You will note that many have set a higher low and a higher high already, with Bitcoin somewhat lagging. What I like about it on the 4-hour right now is just this consolidation. Look, we've got this wee little higher low over here, and we are moving sideways. G'day Tate, Jono, good to see you. We're moving sideways here, but it's a great little sideways, you know, like these are the little consolidations that I like. It's really setting up to do it. Setting up to go pop and move through, but I don't want it to happen too quickly. You know why? Because I want to see, hey Sheldon, I want to see cyclicity come through. I don't want to just see it go pow and do that, you know. I mean, as much as that's nice for the portfolio, it doesn't give us many trading opportunities because it's a straight line move. So if we can pop up through this consolidation, it's going to be the lower time frames that I'm going to focus on. You know, the 15, the 30, that sort of thing. And realistically, we've got a higher low, higher low. If we can push on to a new higher high and come out of this consolidation, we might just get some decent conditions for later on. Excuse me. And into the evening trading session. Blue on blue, I just realised I've done that. Navy blue and navy blue. Oh, I'll have to speak with my stylist, which is me. Anyway, sideways, consolidating, looking quite powerful, looking quite good. Let's go ahead now and have a look at our little perp list and create our own list. So let's go ahead and put Bitcoin in the blues, and we'll start at 1 inch. What I'm doing at the moment too, by the way, I've said this quite a few times now, but I will say it again because it is important. I'm not sitting back and not trading. I mean, I haven't had a trade for a little while, but I am going to be trading. And I'll tell you why, and why it's important that I do tell you this, and why it's important for me to continue to trade. When you want to sit out, if you see a trade that sets up and you're kind of like, well, I don't know, you know, I don't know if the market's quite good enough just yet. What you're doing is you're thinking, and that can be dangerous, and I'll tell you why it can be dangerous, because if the trade that you didn't take goes on and would have been a profitable trade, or at least hit 1-to-1, what ends up happening is then you take the next one, and if you get stopped out then, you can have this mentality where you're thinking to yourself, the market hates me, the market doesn't care about you. Sorry, just doesn't. You know, the trades that you don't take go on to be profits, and the trades that you do take, if it becomes a loss, you can see how quickly that dynamic mentally can become a negative, right? So what I'm doing is I'm winding back my risk. Pouring. I'm still going to trade. Good setups, obviously going to stick to my rules as always, but I'm going to be trading because I want to get in that flow of the market. I want to get back into that feeling of yeah, I know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I need to get that vibe. That it's hard to explain, but Trading in the Zone is a great book, and that kind of helps, you know, in great detail talk about what I'm sort of covering here. Hey, Niels. So yeah, that's why I am active and I am trading, and the markets are starting to look a little bit better. So I might just get a few. It'll be lower time frames. 1 inch, no trend, nothing there. Water. Okay, on to AVE. Now you'll notice there's a little higher low and a higher high here. It's much clearer on the 12 hour, and that's what you'll find with a lot of these charts. The daily might just be a couple of candles down. Sorry. There we go. Had something stuck in my tooth. But with the 12 hour makes it a lot clearer there, and that's what I'm looking at, right? That's where it becomes a lot betterer. Now on AVE, higher low, higher high, pushing on quite nicely. Look at this 2 hour. Bing bong, bouncing along, waiting for a pullback. Can I go lower? Well, we're divergent, so the answer really there is no. But again, if it does sort of start to step out a bit further and bring convergence, then sure. But right now, I'm not going to add that into our little bluey. This is my favorite chart for the time being. I'll tell you why. Yeah, the daily doesn't have an uptrend. All right, check this out. $1 on the ding-a-ling. Bang, hit that, and whooshka, up 33% from that point. Hope you had a limit order in down there, because I did not. Anyway, there is no uptrend on the daily. That's the main point I wanted to cover there. Jump up and have a look at this. So look at this 4 hour. Higher low, consolidating. Lovely, lovely. Look at how crisp this consolidation is. And as we go lower, what you'll note is we've got some higher lows coming up into here. Now, I don't have my third test. Now, if you haven't done my course and you haven't got the Bitcoin breakout strategy, then you might not know what I'm talking about here. If you've got the cradle from various other ways, then a pullback into there's an option, but that is definitely a really nice looking chart, one of my favorites. There is resistance coming up ahead, so I do need to capture my 1-to-1 before that resistance by, you know, to stick to my rules, but that's going in for sure. Pardon me, ALCX, nothing of interest there. Algo. Oh, of course, sorry, Bob. That's the name of your book, or something in your book anyway. I don't know what's the name of the book. What is the book? I've got it next to my bed, but I can't remember the actual name. It could be Brilliant Attitude. There you go. There's a plug. If that's the name of the book. Hey, Winston. 2 Winstons. Oh no, that's the same Winston, just saying Bob, not Cobb. All right, so there we go. I've just found this now. So again, this daily is not in an uptrend. We do not have the higher high. It needs to break above that high of 89.8 for that to be in an uptrend on the daily. And it's been a bit helter-skelter through here, but we are looking at a lower time frame right now. Test 1, test 2, test 3. We are building up into that level, aren't we? Now, for those of you in my community and who have done my course, you'll know what we're looking at here. For those that haven't, well, a break above it, a pullback in, but that's going in the list. That's the one that's just cropped up right now. A little bit, I mean, there is a 4 hour trend, but looking at those lower time frames, it does fit the rules when you look at those. Alpha, there is a trend, but there's nothing for me really to work with just at this, at this stage just yet. ALTPERP, do we have a level there too? No, all right. Not enough trend. I will favor more if I'm looking at the daily and it's trending. I will look at the 4 and 2 as well. Ample it's just too messy. Up. Looks like a level right there. Boom. It's a little bit thin sometimes, this little dog. Just gonna slam that in. I'm just gonna what am I gonna do? Look, I'm going to put that in because it could evolve. It'll take time, but we'll build the list first, come back to it later. Atom has a higher low down here, and again, like I said before, that 12 hour is going to make it a lot clearer. Look at that. Higher low, higher high. You little ripper. Let's now jump across and look at the 4, which is obviously moving quite nicely. Good day move yesterday. Go to the 2. Pull back into $10.50 or something like that would be superb. Can I go lower? At this stage, no. I was stalking a pullback in a bit deeper. Essentially, I wanted that candle down in here. Did not get it, but that's going to stay in my list for those higher time frames as well. Audio. This tends to be quite thin. Yeah, I can't trade that too thin, so I'll move past that onto AVAX. Is AVAX that cleaning product, or is that AJAX? AXS, again, another one that's really thin. See how it's got that little beep, blah, 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 blah. I don't like that. I want that smooth movement. Badger still sideways, leaving that. Balancer on a move in a now uptrend with a higher low and a higher high coming off of an old level. Look at the 12. Beautiful, beautiful reversal just there. Now, just keep in mind, this is the beginning. Well, I shouldn't say the beginning because that would insinuate that it's going to continue. This is the first sign of the reversal. So that's why I'm employing heavily my risk management strategies. It's just a little bit too funny looking. I'm not interested in that. It hasn't got that cyclicity. It's kind of just straight lined. Band, nothing to work with there. Bayo, very spiky, a bit messy, a bit of an issue for me. Basic attention token. Yeah, the whole gang's here. That's right, because it's lockdown time for Sydney. And I think Queensland or Gold Coast or somewhere's got another one as well. Great day to be in lockdown because it's pouring with rain. I'm just glad, this is going to sound terrible, I'm just glad I'm not at home with the kids. I will be shortly. But if it runs away, then I pull back, but it's not going in the list just yet. WA as well, eh? Bitcoin Cash. It's in the daily uptrend. I'm not going to go and zoom in on every daily uptrend. There's no need to do that. I was looking at this in the 2 hour today for a pullback, but I just didn't really do it. And as of right now, it's a bit messy up there. Binance still too sideways to really play on. Bancor, a bit of a spike action there. No, that spike ruins it for me. BSV. Now let me show you what, I won't mention the name. One of the guys, Brian. Oh, I did mention the name. Brian's in the US. He caught this little cradle today. Boop. It was 28 to 1 at that stage, so killed it. That's why I'll be trading, because little opportunities can turn into big profits. You just got to manage that risk, all right? So nothing on BSV for me now. Too much going on there. BitTorrent stepping out now. It puts itself into a daily uptrend as it breaks through here. Let's just squirrel down. That doesn't look half bad. Not quite. If you know, you know, but if you don't, well, okay. That being said, it's a little bit, I don't like this chippy choppy through here. I'm spending a little bit more time on this than I probably like. But you know what? That 2 hour does look quite nice. And if it did pull back, I'd want to be aware of it. So that's going in. Wow, already we've got more on our watch list than I have had for a very long time. Cake. Not much of a level, not a daily uptrend. Moving on. Chili's still pretty sideways there on Chili's. Compound, a very strong run. Yesterday having a crack a day, 21%. But is there anything now? Doesn't look like it to this paper. No, nothing on Compound just yet. Convergence. Look, it's very, very thinly traded at the moment. Look at that. It's getting better, but it's just not got the liquidity that I'm after. Cream, too messy. Crow. We've got that trend in play now. Maybe lower holds the key to our hearts. It's convergent, but I don't think there's anything there. If it continues, like look at this is the sort of thing I'm after. Oh, look, I'm probably going to leave that off. You know, I'd like to see it on the higher time frames a little bit better. Nothing on CRV. Dash, just moving through now. Let's have a quick look on that 1 hour. Yeah, it needs to do better than that. It's still a bit stuck. I like the smooth move. It's not got that going on. On to Dawn. Big move on Dawn, 18%, but I think you'll find it's typically quite thin, and that's what this represents, these funny little spots and little tiny moves. It's not quite there for me at this stage. DeFi. Well, DeFi is moving. It's just got to move more. Let's just zoom in here. Ooh, chicken. I'm going to mark that. I'm going to put it in the red list because it's not for us. Dent. Okay, still look, it's super sideways. See, I don't want to be trading in that sideways slop. DMG I can walk away from. Dodo, not much there, still sideways. Doge, not doing a great deal since Elon left the building. Polka dot, polka dot. Yeah. Little bit of something coming up here. Look, there's better options out there at the moment. It's just not got that follow through that I really want to see at this stage. Dragon might be okay in the one, but I think it needs to have a little bit more momentum with it, and it looks as though that's correct. Although it is starting, I'd like to see it do more. It's still not got a great deal for me to work with at the moment. From there we go to Elrond, which is having a great day. This was on the list earlier. Sheesh. Because what I want is that. This is why I like the lower time frames. You know, you capture that little cradle back there, and look at that. You know, you're looking at, for those of you out there, think about how much you'd risk on one trade. So let's say it's $100, and you scale out. Currently at 12 to 1. That means that you would have $650 odd based on a very small move, okay, for crypto. So that's why I'm liking these little lower time frames at the moment. You got to know what you're doing though. Don't just go think you can jump in and trade these lower time frames without having a clue. It's the only reason my business has, got to where it is because you do need to learn. At the moment though, I'm just not really seeing too much opportunity here. It's kind of, this is the sort of market I want, right? Clean pullback, clean pullback, clean pullback. I love that. Now, I just don't really have the setting for that at the moment. I'm going to keep it in my, I'm going to keep it in my red list, which is like a let's keep an eye on it type thing. Just in case that does have a pullback and the cyclicity does start to evolve. It's definitely had a great couple of days though. 12% yesterday, currently 7.5 right now. Engine sideways. EOS is also sideways. Ethereum Classic. It's got to extend itself out. You can see the cyclicity starting, but it's got to push to a new high for that really to offer me anything I'd like to work with, really. ETHPERP. Let's go back down to the 30 here. It's consolidating, but there's not a clean level at this stage. So what about the 2? Similar to Bitcoin, just not as long as a consolidation, I mean. I'm going to wait. Nothing there for me on Ethereum just yet to pounce on. XChangePERP, same. It's trending a little bit. Daily's not in an uptrend though. Leaving FIDA. Filecoin still too sideways. Flamingo, not much momentum. What I'm looking for is that carry through. I want to see the momentum carry on through. FTX token or FTT, sorry. Yeah, it's bounced up, but still not much for me to work with. GRT, very similar circumstance. As a matter of fact, if there was anything on GRT, it's already gone. Didn't quite tick the boxes that it required, so nothing there. Hedera, no. Horby, Helium, still sideways, not interested at all. Well, that's not a good thing. Look at that. No one trading it. Okay, don't trade when it looks like that. Sorry, but that's the truth. Hot, no. Horby, no. Hump, woo, 36%. Human scape, very thinly traded though. Look, very difficult to get a decent position there. And you can see, look at the spiky nature. It could very well end up being back down here again later on, so I'm not going to touch that. IOTA still sideways. Carver, stepping out. Go to the 1. A little bit messy for me, so that's a straight up N-O. Ken. Sideways. Kaiba. Sitting. Nah, look, it's trying to step out, but it's got to do more than that for me before there's any interest, really. Kusama, no, not enough trending activity. Leo, too thin. Lena. How's that 30 look? Ah. Ooh, I just got an idea. I do feel like maybe it needed to move a little bit higher for this to set properly, but ooh. Well, if you know, you know. If you don't, well, I'm sorry, I can't help you anymore. All right, I'm going to get rid of those fibs right now and take it back to easy peasy. Because a cradle in there could be very good as well. That's going into the list. We'll make that a blue bay. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, waiting for a little cradle in there. We'll obviously come back and review everything at the end. What's that got going on up there? It's trying really hard to break into a daily uptrend. Note this. Look, there's a higher low. We've got to get that higher high. It's not doing it just yet. If it steps out, sure, but it's a big if. It's not there yet. Loopring having a great day a couple of days back, but nothing right now. Litecoin. I've been watching this most of the day. So we've got a higher low. Look at the 2 hour cyclicity. Good. But ding, ding. So first things first, a 2 hour pullback into there. Yeah, that would look really, really nice. The 1 hour is not much chop. It's going to be the 2 hour that gets my attention. That's going in the list. Simple cradle back in on a pullback. Luna, no. Maps, no. Matic, no. These are sideways. We want momentum. MidPerp, no. Maker. It's a real shame on Maker, eh? Like, I was hopeful to get a 1 hour cradle in here this morning. You know, it just popped straight away. So I had to take it out of my list. It just didn't cut the mustard. Meta, no. Spike yesterday, nothing there. Metal, ooh, a little bit of momentum following through here, or carrying through, I should say. Let's keep grinding lower. This is what I mean, good cyclicity. High, higher low, higher high, higher low. And notice where it's pulling back into. It's pulling straight back into that cradle zone before it moves again. Now, if I had seen that candle in here, or that candle in here, that could have been an opportunity. Now, it's not there, and it wasn't an opportunity, but I am looking out for these same sorts of things. So if that was to continue, I'd be keen. Even if it got a pullback on that 2 hour, yeah, that's going in a list. Tell you what, there's a little bit more fruit on the tree this afternoon, and I was kind of hopeful. What I had asked for from the trading gods was the market to continue on its buying, but not too rapidly, because if it goes too rapidly, we just don't get the cyclicity and the conditions for us to be able to really trade properly. So far, it's doing the right thing. I'm not interested in that at the moment. It needs to pull back a bit further. Not in the daily uptrend at this stage either. OKB, it's not one for me. OMG, again, not in that daily uptrend. It is grinding out a little bit of an eager living, but not when we can compare it to some of the other charts and trends that we've had out there. Orbs, badoom, up 16%. Nothing to play with though. Oxygen, very thin. There you go. See, I don't use an indicator for volume because I can just look at the chart and no. So that's a no for me. Gold, not touching it. Perp. I'll leave it. Not quite good enough. Perp, no thank you. Pundy. Certainly got some momentum down, a 12% move today, but have we got cyclicity that's tradable? It looks quite thin to me, and it is. It is very thin, and I will leave it. I will say no, no. Qtum, it's stepping out. I'm coming. High, low, high, high, low, high. Let's go lower. A little bit big, but it wasn't horrible, was it? I want to see it continue. Ideally a little bit higher of a push and then a pull back into that cradle zone, but it's not there, so I don't think it's going to entice me. Let's just think about this on a 15, because we've got convergence there. We've got it there too. So if that came in a little bit deeper, a little bullish candle, would I do it? Look, if it's not clear, it's not there. One of my simple rules for trading, and I'm spending too much time thinking about that. That's generally a pretty good guide as to it not being clear enough for me. So I'll just move on. Reef, Ray, no. Ren, no trend, not interested. Keep a Dow, Rook, nothing there on RSR. Rune needs to pop up through that level to confirm it's uptrend on the daily, and just to give us a shot. No. The level's not quite good enough, and we do have, a bit of a level through there. If nothing, is that level really valid anymore? Not really, no. Broke down. No, I don't need that anymore. So let's review again. Is there anything in the way? Potentially there, but that is essentially the level. Let me just draw it in and see how we look. Yeah, there's a bee's dick breakthrough there. It's definitely not jumping out at me and saying, yes. That being said, there is, we've got a higher low, and if it does continue to move, it could be all right. Someone's asking me, do I want to become famous? No. No, thank you. Rune, moving on past that. I'm just putting it in as a reference point, that's all. Sand, I think on the lower time frames here, doesn't look too bad. I thought it might be more thin than that. And have a look at that for a little doozy of a cradle. Bing bong profit. Nothing for me at the moment though. No, I'll leave that for the time being. Again, just focusing on those best trends. Coin needs to extend itself a bit further. Seco. Nah, nothing there. Too spiky, too no thank you. SNXPERP, nothing there. Still sideways. Scale. No. SNX. Now, for those that took this cradle back here, you more than likely got stopped out there. So good trade. Well done. Good profit. Now we've got a higher low and a higher high on that daily. And that's precisely the point at which I don't want to be short anymore when the trend changes. More so. Now we've got a higher low and a higher high on the fall. Let's see just how that's panning out today. It's not, it's had a wee little pullback there, but it's not really got any time frames that sort of stand out to me as being spectacular. So I'm not going to squirrel down any lower. I'm not going to really think about that too much for the time being. Nothing on Sol. Serum. Trend, yeah, tick that box. 1 hour. Ugh. Geez, spending a bit of time on that too. I'm going to leave it out for now. I just am. It's... What's that? Siren Labs. Geez, look at this thing. Pump, 51%. Back down. Pump, 40%. Nothing I can do with that, though. She's a wild old tiger. STMX, 8% as well. Let's see how that carries through on these lowers. Ooh, okay. Got something there, maybe. Might be a bit thin. And it is. Too thin for me. I'll leave that alone. Okay, moving right along. Storage. Nice. Nice move today. Still very thin though. See this blocking, this where you see these little dots and when you see these blocks? Not really what I'm after. Please, if you just joined us, like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and if you want to get 10% off your trading fees, then just drop the link down below the description and you'll see the links there. FTX is who I use for most of my trading, so you know that's why I recommend them. Nothing on sushi. SXP, no. Ooh, what do we got here on you, Theta? Nah. Good from far, far from good. It looked better on the 4 than it did as I went lower to see if that level was actually there. Nothing. Tomo. No, Tomo. Trying. Good cyclicity, but just kind of cooked itself through here. Needs to step out again to be a little bit better. Nothing on True. Nothing on Tron, I don't think. No, got to step out. We've got to see some more sustained buying is what I'm after here. Uniswap, got to step out further. Ooh, second Uniswap. Let's have a look at this little level up here. What do we got there? I'm coming up. I think that's a Biggie Smalls song. Too thin. That's the long and short of it. Not really a level, and it is too thin. So okay. Moving right along, on to VeChain. It's not doing much. Nah, certainly is not. Wave, still too sideways for me. NEM, okay, it's stepping up too. Let's just jump to the 2 first. That's all right. Let's just double down on that 1. This is a nice looking trend. All right, this is a nice looking trend. We'll go from here because that is the higher low. Like the most obvious one, I suppose. Nah, okay, sweet, but it's still very, very good for a 1 hour cradle back into here. You know, 1 hour or potentially even 2 if it did come back a little bit further. So yeah, that's going in my basket. Stellar sideways, Monero sideways, XRP sideways. Very slow. Not a lot going on XRP at the moment. It's been quite. Oh, that's hideous. No. Tezos stepping out gently, ever so gently. I'd like to see it skip on a bit more first, and then I'll look to buy pullbacks. It's not quite got the cyclicity that some of these other pairs have got that are doing a lot better. And here we have a higher low and a higher high, but we also have resistance. So for me, it's going to be a no-go until we get through that resistance. Yen. Johnny Farnham song. Burn for you. Always think of that when I look at Yearn. Tried. Let me just double check that that's... There's a bee stick in there. Yeah, No. Not enough momentum to carry that through for me. Zcash, however, what have you got for me? Again, higher low, higher high. I think the lower we go, the worse it's going to look. Yeah, it does. Definite level through there, but it's not pushed on far enough to be able to trade off of that just yet on a pullback, so I'm leaving it. Zilliqa, not quite yet. ZRX, no, still a bit sticky at the top. Well, we got a pretty darn good looking list here. Let's check it out. Ooh. Bitcoin, just want to see it go sclam on through and keep kicking on. Cardano, really like the look of this chart. It's consolidating very well. Have your rules close by, and if we do get a third test, go through, tick them off for your breakout. If you don't have the breakout strategy, mind you just remember this. It's the end of the financial year. 30 days has September, April, June. Tomorrow's your last day. So if you did want to get involved with any of the courses or whatnot, you might be able to actually make a deduction there for the year just gone. So if you don't have these strategies, then go get them. If it does build, I want a one-to-one before that level. If it does build and break, whether you know the breakout, and even if it doesn't set up, I'll push above, I'll pull back in, possible opportunities. Algo, same thing here. Oh, that's starting to really... That's starting to really tickle my whiskers. Oh, yes. 1, 2, 3, higher, low, flat. You guys know what we're looking at here, right? Well, if you know, you know. Otherwise, a pullback in 86 for cradles. Arweave. You know what? I'm actually going to take that out now. I'm going to take that out. There's a few breakout opportunities around, and that one doesn't, it doesn't satisfy me the same way as some of these others do. When we look at Cosmos here, this 2-hour pullback in would be just dandy, wouldn't it? Nothing on the half hour. Not really interested on the 1, but the 2, you betcha. Get me back into 1050, and I'm all over that like a rash. Oh, BitTorrent. Yeah, okay, same thing. Not the 1, but the 2. Pull back into the cradle zone. Could certainly be a little ripper there. Let me do one more thing whilst I'm here. No, okay. Yeah, stick to the plan. Little bullish candle back into here would be nice. Oh, Lena, look at you go. She's just off to the races. A pull back into the cradle zone. Yeah. If you know how to do your Fibonacci booster, just keep drawing in your levels. See if we do get something, because I'll be pretty keen on that. On the Litecoin next, we're looking at the 2 here, if I'm right. Yeah, a little pullback into this 135-ish region, back in the cradle zone. That could be good for a small bullish candle. And then long. Metal. The 2 or the 4, to be honest. Both fine. And finally, and that's for a cradle, obviously. Well, maybe it's not obvious to you, but it is to me. So it is a cradle. I kind of like it on this 1 hour. A pull back into that cradle zone right there would be just bloody fine. So there you go. Pretty good looking list. Pretty good looking list. We haven't had a good looking list for quite a while. So yeah, keep it on you. Keep an eye on it. And have a fantastic damn day. One thing I will say is, again, I'll just remind you, if you do want 10% off your trading fees, click on the description below. There you shall find the link to get 10% off. You shall also find the links on how to go long, how to go short, how to manage your risk and raise orders on the FTX platform. Should you wish to know more about what I do and how I do it and about these strategies, then all you need to do is go to TRADERCOBB.com, and the last thing to suggest to you is to like, share, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Guys, I'm pretty happy with what we got here. A bit of goodness. So keep your eyes on the prize, keep your risk nice and managed, have your stop losses in, and let's do it properly. You have yourself a damn good day. Stay safe. Bye for now.